I had like night terrors, and then like a lot of that. I think you guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah,
right,
go for it, bro. Go for it.
So I guess I was having night terrors one night, and
the face says it all.
So she wakes me up like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was like what the fuck happened? And I look over, and then she's just, I was like, yeah, I'm good. And she just slaps the shit out of me. And I was like, yo, like, what was that for? And she was like, that's for cheating on me in my dream. And I was like, really?
It got his mind off of it, right?
Oh, yeah. That psychology degree came in.
No comment.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Selected Series episode 7. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you tuned into our last episode. So for today, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're here. I've got my co-host, David.
Hey guys, what's up?
Got my co-host, Renee, aka Disco.
What up, guys?
And yeah, we're here with Eric and Garden. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you guys for coming over, man.
Dude, I've been looking forward to this
Me too.
forever.
David talks about it every other day.
No, I
It's
swear.
making me more nervous.
no.
They're an inspiration
Gotcha,
to me,
dude.
for sure. Like,
Thanks,
this is goals for me, like, for sure.
Yeah.
Rancho life.
The Rancho life.
Oh, we gotta hashtag that.
It's already hashtagged.
Oh.
No, my cousin from Mexico was like, oh, Rancho life. I'm like, what? And then I clicked on it, and it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you guys live now in Morongo. We're in Morongo right now. How long have you guys been out here?
Yeah, just to paint the picture and kind of the lay of the land, we got 5 acres here in Morongo Valley about 2 months ago. And yeah, we're just slowly developing the land right now. We have about a half an acre of tomato production, and it's right between Yucca Valley and Joshua Tree. So half an acre up there, 5 acres here, and we're just, maybe got in over our heads a little bit. It's a lot of work, man.
I saw this morning that you were talking about or showing us the melons.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I went over to my sister's today. Randy, she's awesome. She's got half an acre, and she's pretty much been doing it on her own.
Yeah, I can see.
And then my brother-in-law, which is her man, John, he opened up a tattoo shop in Alaska, but he comes down for a week, and every time he comes down, he's in the garden, just plugging
Putting in work?
Yeah, putting in work, man. So they've been kind of taking over that right now as we're getting, this property off the ground. So
Sweet.
farm and stuff. So
That's pretty cool. So you got some help, right? I mean, you mentioned how it could be a lot, but you got some help. You got some extra hands helping you out. So
yeah, definitely. And here, I mean, yeah, and that's where it gets hard. Is because here we got Coda too, or our 2.5-year-old, and so
sure.
he's running around. And anytime he hears the tractor fire up, he's just like tractor. And so he's like in my lap, and I'm like trying to,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, that's neat because I mean he's catching on and he's seeing what you guys are all about. So
So with that being said, I mean, let's talk about what we all kind of are here for. Is how you guys started, and and let's go from there.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it? Was it?
I don't know.
I hear it was yours.
Was it?
So
It
don't.
was,
Rancho
and then
life?
it wasn't. Like I had mentioned a few times over the time that we've been together that I want a ranch, and then he's also always wanted to be a cowboy. So he's like, "Am I a cowboy?" I'm like, "No."
I just joke around like, "Am I a cowboy?" You know what I mean? She's like, "Do you own a cow?"
step one.
But then I mean, there's a lot to like why we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It was more of like, so I've always mentioned it, and then he was like looking into farming because he started like a garden in the backyard of where we lived in San Bruno, which there was only like not
like-
even, I don't even know.
It was probably like
10 feet of dirt.
Yeah, 10 it was probably like 10 by
And
5.
he created like a hydroponics, like a do-it-yourself pond, and then I don't know. It was very makeshift for sure, and it was already when I had Coda when he did that, and I don't know. Just he did that, and then he realized he really liked it too, and I was actually getting outside. 'Cause
Yeah.
Postpartum depression's real, you guys.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think we started doing. It just kind of caught my interest. I was going to school for photography, and I was just kind of like, I don't think I really need a bachelor's degree, for photography. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing
Right.
lots of film photography, so I kind of taught myself how to develop film. I was enlarging it at our house and all this stuff, and then but then I started gardening, and it was like I started harvesting I think it was chard and lettuce and strawberries, and I was like, dude, this is kind of awesome,
Yeah.
And at the same time, gardening was like, oh, I want a ranch, And I was
Let me for the listeners, let me put this in perspective. Is this after you came back from deployment?
yeah.
So let kind of fill us in on
Yeah, so I served in the Army 2010 to 2014 active. 2000 I was stationed in Hawaii, and then 2011, 2012 I deployed to Afghanistan. And then when I got out in 2014, Gardner and I were already dating.
I was going to school at SF State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for what?
For psychology.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we got back, and I was like, oh, okay, time to move up to the Bay. So went out to the Bay, and then that's when all this stuff started happening. I was just.
You think? Because I was talking to Garden earlier, and she was talking about how this has been a great thing that has helped her mental state.
Yeah.
The whole gardening thing. Do you think that was done on purpose, or was just kind of just happen?
I don't know. Now that I've been into it for 3 or 4 years or whatever, I've seen I've seen what the VA is trying to do and get into and there's real benefits to for veterans with PTSD or
Wow.
to go out and farm and say I just know what it did for me, man. It was our deployment was pretty kinetic. It was pretty intense. It was off and on. So I was a medic, a little more background. So I think half of my deployment was working in the aid station, and the other half was a jump medic doing resupply runs. So we'd go out and do these resupply runs, and it was just every other mission was just
Where were you? Where were you stationed?
We were deployed to in Afghanistan. We were in eastern Afghanistan, I think was it south of Kabul and in Jalalabad. So I was running up Jalalabad. We'd go from there to Bostik, and that was one of the gnarliest fucking spots out there.
Give them what's that place where they made that?
Restrepo. So it's
similar to that.
it was.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that movie. So that was we would do most of our missions going up the Kunar River and following that all the way up,
Wow.
and then off the Kunar River, you go left, and that was the Pesh, and that was going up to Blessing, and Restrepo was already shut down, and it was just. Yeah, man, it sucked, but it was right. And the thing that really sucked, it was right next to Pakistan. So the Taliban would just hop back and forth because we couldn't touch them in Pakistan. So they were like, okay, let's go fuck them up today, and then we'll run back when we start getting
See you
fucked.
tomorrow.
So
So after all that intensive stuff, did you the Veterans Coalition? How did that help you?
yeah. So
Because
that,
you came back with some PTSD, right?
yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Did you have maybe some crazy?
Yeah, I think I had night terrors, and then a lot of that. I think you guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
All right,
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
So I guess I was having night terrors one night, and yeah, she
The
already
face
knows.
says it all.
So she wakes me up oh my god, are you okay? And I was like what the fuck happened? and I look over, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good, and she just slaps the shit out of me, and I was like, yo, like, what was that for? And she was like, that's for cheating on me in my dream. And I was like, really?
It got his mind off of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
my God.
That psychology degree came in.
No comment.
It's not,
So had somebody told you like about farming and how like psychologically it was a
No.
benefit, or is that just something you tried and you learned for yourself?
I think it's something that kind of happened naturally.
Okay.
It was, so I, when I started the garden that we were talking about in the backyard,
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if there's something more to this. Like, I wonder if there's any internships or like anything out there. And then I just like hit the lottery, just got super lucky. So there's an internship open for a veteran at a farm in San Jose, that
Okay.
was
No way.
like, dude, it was like,
Was that in your area or?
it was probably 30 minutes south of us,
Okay.
30, 45 minutes, and
Yeah.
depending on Bay Area traffic, maybe 6 days. So,
So how long were you there?
So I went and met up with the guys, Matt Smiley, and I think my buddy Dustin was there, and before I knew these guys, and they're yeah, dude, like come on, So I started as an intern, and from there I was just kind of learning the basics, dude, like just what how to pick a tomato, you know what I mean? Like we've all seen tomato, but like how to pick them, and then basil, and then I think that's one. I think plant that it will always stay with me is the smell of like basil. It'll always kind of take me back to that first kind of time,
Yeah.
So dude. So it's kind of cool. And then we started doing, I was as an intern, I was like, dude, we should like try to develop this more. And then so Matt and I, we sat down. We're like, yeah, dude, like let's do it. I think we got like super drunk one night, like at the farm. Like they had a farm stand, man, and I would like. Yeah, it was, we
Good
got
times.
Just having a good time.
Yeah, dude.
Farming.
And I think that kind of like that night, like kind of escalated like what we were really trying to do. And so a couple months go by, and Matt he presents it to the founder, like, hey, I think this is like something we should totally do. And, yeah, let's go for it. So they hired me on as the assistant farm manager. We leased, like I think it was for free, from Jacob's Farm Del Cabo.
Yeah.
We got like 10 acres from them, and then Kubota, the tractor company, they lended us a tractor, and it was just all the seeds were free. Like it was cool, man. It was like really kind of we were like, wow, we're actually doing this. So
What year was this in?
this was 2016, 2017. Was it
2016.
Yeah, 2016, 2017.
So they were providing the supply for you guys to just
Yeah.
farm and
Yeah, and to train other veterans, and that was the whole mission of it. It was like, dude, like, because Matt, he was a combat medic too, and so we kind of had similar stories, so we were able to kind of like, and I was like, oh shit, that's something to bond with, and I think
Yeah.
that helped more than the actual like farming and stuff, because there's something just about working in the dirt and
sure.
chilling, and
Yeah.
and so, when we were like, we got to work together, and then you got to talk shit. We were able to connect in a way that like most people can't. You know what I mean? Like having a deployment. You know what I mean? And like going
Yeah.
through that and shit like that, and then you come back to civilian life, and it's a whole different ballgame, man. You're like, holy fuck, like, like we have it really fucking good here in America.
Right.
It's an eye opener, dude. To like be able to go to the local like convenience store and pick up some beer and some, whatever, man.
Without
Like,
having to
soda.
watch your back or something.
Yeah, dude, without having to, but even the convenience of having like running water in your house,
Yeah.
Right.
you know what I mean? A place to like take a dump and
Yeah.
flush it and it disappears.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Like,
so you saw a different aspect of life and how
Yeah.
people how to live and maintain and
yeah,
make
Most
things work for them.
yeah.
Can you give us a like that phrase, keep your head on a swivel? Like, where did that come from? Like, how did...
That's just kind of like always look around, man. You never fucking you know what I mean? Because it's just constant, dude. Like and that's where like the anxiety and like everything else that like veterans face, because like you don't know when shit's gonna pop off. You know what I mean? And you go like a week without anything happening, and then all of a sudden you're like mid conversation like this, and all of a sudden, and you're like, okay, you know, so you kick it in gear. So keeping your head on a swivel is just always,
I like that.
you know, like you're just always on your toes and ready. Like no matter what, like your rifle shouldn't be more than like an arm's reach away. You know, just kind of shit like that. Like
Right.
you're always kind of ready. So it's like we can have this conversation, then you can jump in to do what you got to do. You know.
Yeah.
So, Garden, you had mentioned how you wanted, you know, the ranch life. So, how did you feel about Eric getting into the farming? And it seems like it all was just making sense at one point.
I was like, yeah, go for it.
Right.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference?
Oh yeah.
Like with Eric?
Yeah, I did, especially through his sleep. I wasn't seeing him like moving around a lot. I guess knowing, like, I can tell when he's having a dream, like a bad dream, and I saw that slowly decrease.
Nice. So you saw that it was therapeutic for him. When did you start noticing it was therapeutic for you?
I mean, I haven't been farming for as long as Eric has. So I don't know. I want to say like when we moved on to the farm in our trailer, like also like that's when it started.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, kind of feeling like a
No,
sense.
you need to
Yeah,
get
that
into
trailer
that.
life.
Yeah, let's talk about
The
that.
trailer life.
Trailer.
Because that's when I started following you guys. Like that's when you guys popped into my
Social.
Your feed.
my feed.
Yeah.
You guys just gutted a trailer and
Yeah, man. We like
Where do you guys live? Like, where was that at?
that was at the farm in San Jose. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was all at San Jose. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude. So when we started the farm, like the farm stand, he's like, "Hey, man," like he's like, you know, you guys can like live like on the farm. I mean, it was weird, dude, because
Nice.
it was like an urban setting. You know what I mean? So you look everywhere, like there's just suburban area everywhere you look, and then you look out this way, and it's just like country, and you're like, what the fuck? So I think it was the largest urban farm in the U.S. It was 180 acres, right smack dab in the middle of suburbia, and so. You know what I mean? So you see it like you're just looking out this way and you're like, oh, so country and farm. And then I can't, you know, trying to wonder what the neighbors thought, you know, like you see this trailer. So yeah, they're like, hey, you guys can move on here, man. No rent, no nothing. And I think Arden was pregnant at the time. And
I already had Coda.
Did you? Okay. So she already had Coda, but he was just like a baby, man, like a couple months old at most.
yeah.
And I was like, we just had it joking, like, yeah, we can just move on to the farm and church. She's like, for real? So I was like, yeah, they said we could. She's like, well, what the fuck are we doing?
Where'd you guys pick up the
Yeah.
trailer?
We got like my mom. I asked my mom because they had like a nice like 40-foot like trailer that they had since, you know, I was like a teenager or something, and she was. Yeah, her and my stepdad, I was like, hey, can we like rent it from you? You know what I mean? We'll just live in it for a little bit as we're doing this. And she was like, you know what? We don't ever use it. Like, you guys can just have it. So I was like, oh shit, all right. So we did that. We just kind of gutted the inside and remodeled it. And it was kind of like, for me, it was like I've been used to like living tiny. You know what I mean? Like I lived out of a bag for 4 years, and it was just, you know, didn't really carry much or have anything, and you know, just I was kind of used to it, but then it was like kind of transitioning back into civilian life, and then having a house, and like you start filling the house with shit that you don't really need. You know what I mean? And like that was like, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm going right back into this shit. You know, like I was, and so.
Was it hard for you, Garden, to transition into the tiny lifestyle?
No, no, it wasn't. Because we went from paying like $3,000 in rent. That's not even including utilities to not paying rent or
This
utilities.
was in the Bay, right?
This was in the Bay Area, yeah. And then I also lived with like 10 siblings my whole life, most of my life. So it was like, oh, whatever. This is luxury.
Yeah.
I have my own space.
Did you guys know anyone else, like kind of the similar situation, like living in an RV?
Just Instagram.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
I think. It was crazy seeing the movement on Instagram. Like I didn't, because I mean I never heard of like tiny living and all this stuff and then I started following the hashtag on Instagram. I was like, holy crap! Like people are doing this, man.
We
like
were-
this
What
is
is
Yeah.
it? Hashtag?
like,
Tiny living.
Tiny living.
Cool.
It was like once we started living in it, it was like barely happening. Like
okay.
people just like saying, "Fuck this house, like
Yeah.
let's sell it, let's move into."
Is that tied in with like minimalism?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. It's like there's a
nice.
whole movement of guys like converting Sprinter vans or just regular RVs, and they're moving.
Yeah, like van life.
Yeah, dude. So
What kind of advice would you give people that are trying to make that transition into the tiny living? Because I mean, now you guys have a
Yeah.
pretty big space here, right?
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. So, I would my biggest thing is what we did is we were remodeling it while we lived in it. I would say do that first, like get it done, do what you want, take the time and get it right, and then move into it. You
Yeah,
know what
don't
I mean?
move out of your parents' home until you get it right.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
well, also, like, you have to be willing to get rid of a lot of shit. Like, there's a lot of... You guys don't understand how much everybody, like, hoards stuff. And then you're like, where the fuck did all this stuff come from? Like, and when you're moving into a trailer, you don't have that much space. So you
How did
have to,
you
like,
get rid of stuff?
I was happily, like, fine. Like, I don't care. Like, this is too much stuff. For me, it was, like, easy. 'Cause
And
I
you knew all
always
you
donate
needed.
stuff.
Like, I just need this,
Yeah,
and that's it.
That was just
Yeah.
I got a U-Haul and just loaded it up, dude, and went to the dump.
No,
I was like,
you didn't have any emotional like baggage with any of your stuff.
I think I did was like not that much. You know what I mean? There's a couple things, and I was just like, just
do it.
just do it.
Yeah.
I
Like,
even
go,
got
go.
rid of like personal like
Yeah.
photo journals that I had since I was like in high school. I was like, fuck this, like I don't need it. But I
not
kind
gonna
of
see
regret
it.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have any photos of
Yeah.
my youth, and now I threw those away. So that was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
You can make new memories now.
Yeah, then
Exactly.
Just hack into your old MySpace.
Yeah.
I can't even find it.
I tried.
I use like a fake email to open my space.
That's hilarious.
So besides like any advice you'd give to people, was there any advice that was given to you throughout that journey?
No.
Yeah, like do you guys have any mentors?
Kinda just, like, on your
besides,
own, like-
guy on the farm or anything like that?
No.
No, it's just you
we
guys.
just send it, bro.
balls
Yeah.
to the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hashtag
We did, man.
Balls
Definitely.
to the wall.
We just went for it. We
You
just-
guys have had that just mentality for a minute now, though, huh?
Yeah, fuck
Eric.
it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, just got the fucking mentality, bro. Just go. You know?
Yeah, that's challenging. Like, not a lot of people would be down to do that. Like, one, let go of their things, and two, like, you know, live in a tiny space like that. So it definitely, you know, I props to that because that's super challenging and like.
Eric literally has "fuck it" tattooed on his chest, so
There you go.
that's like his motto.
Hey, you
Like,
gotta
fuck
live by
let's
it.
Just,
But I mean, it's like
Do
like, have you guys ever had that feeling where it's like you have to do something,
Yeah.
like, and you're like, and you're like, kind of, you're afraid to do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
believe it
you're
every
just
day.
like,
Yeah.
I have to do it, and
Yeah,
that's
that itch.
that's what the fuck it means to me. And it was like, because me and my boys, like a couple of we got it tattooed because it was like, dude, like, when you're in like a shitty situation and you're like, I have to do this, like I have to get out of the truck, I have to go run and grab this dude, like,
Yeah.
while people are shooting at you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You just
Fuck it.
got to fuck it, let's go, let the cards fall where they fall, man. Like, just send it, you know.
Hashtag.
I don't
That's
think
cool,
anybody
man.
can
Fuck
really
it.
like.
It's hard, man.
It's hard to like even understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't understand. I thought I was like fucking deployed, and I was like, yeah, dude, like this is gonna be somebody badass and this and that, dude. And the first like tick we got in, I was like, this is not fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like this is not like it really does. Like
Yeah.
you find out who you are, man.
You know, it kind of reminds me of, you guys ever seen Saving Private Ryan? There's that one guy that he's just like walking through the bullets and like, fuck it. He's just like
Yeah.
walking back and forth, not giving a fuck. That's
Yeah.
what it reminds me of, man.
Like yeah, man.
That's some good advice, man, to live by because some people, you know, they're content with their office job, and you know, it takes some advice for them sometimes to just say like, fuck it.
You do, man, because I mean, life's short, dude. Like, if you know, you're gonna lay on your deathbed and you're gonna wonder, like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna think about your life and be like, dude, I wish I would have taken that chance. I
Right.
wish I would have done this.
Yes,
I wish I
sir.
would have. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, you can still go get a 9-to-5 job. You can go
Yeah.
work at
Right.
McDonald's, whatever, dude. Like, if
Right.
you got dreams or passions or whatever you want to do, like, there's just do it, man. Just
Sir.
you know.
How does that relate to you, Garden? That you are here and you got Coda. Can you give us a little bit of
What do
insight
you
on
mean,
that?
like the fuck it?
No,
That's what we teach
Yes.
our son.
because now you're a wife of a farmer, like, and you're a farmer yourself. How does your daily? Because this is your 9 to 5. This is your office space.
It's more than a 9 to 5. It's to 24/7.
Yeah, no, but I guess my question wasn't formulated correctly. How do you feel about this whole thing? Like,
About farming?
yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy it. It's just really freaking hard. It is really hard, especially when you have a toddler and you're like worried about them picking up boulders or something, because he's strong. He
Yeah.
can literally pick a boulder and there's a fucking snake there or scorpion. Like, Garrett keeps coming across snakes. I don't even know how the hell he keeps coming across snakes.
It's outside all the time, man. It's like,
Yeah, and
we live
I
in
like
there.
it's literally like kind of been like a mental game. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like me constantly worrying about a child, but I'm also like, oh fuck, I need to go outside and like worry about my plants, you
Yeah.
know, like, or help Eric out. So I'm running back and forth, and I don't know, just it's definitely a mental game. Like,
Yeah,
it's a test to your mental health for sure.
And I think it's good too because it kind of forces you, because it's like it's easy, especially like, because I mean, when we were living at the house and I had depression, like, dude, I was 75 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Oh my God.
yeah, dude, I was big. I was a big boy.
You need
for
to
a
post that
minute.
photo.
Yeah, bro.
Find-
We're gonna get it. We're gonna just
So was that just
That was in the U-Haul truck, huh?
because of a
That
lot
photo.
less activity? Just
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
He
just
had
kind of
spinal surgery, so that didn't help.
okay.
Yeah.
You were just kind of like
Oh, that's another
chilling
story.
back.
I don't know.
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's a scary story, man.
Yeah, dude.
So what got you out of that? Out of that slump?
That was it was farming because
Wow.
like now you're forced to kind of be outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you're working, it's physically demanding. Like it's not easy work by any means, dude. So if people are seeing this and they're like, dude, that looks so awesome.
Right.
Like, you know, like it looks so rad. Like it's so like kind of easy. It's not easy.
Easier said than done.
It is, man, because there's a lot of planning that has to go into it. You have to know the seasons, like,
Yeah.
you know, when to plant stuff, when to get it in the ground, how to start them, how to do all of that stuff.
Is it harder with this heat? With the heat we have
Oh
out here?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
How does that play a role? Like,
So I mean, this year, like I said before, we got my sister Randy, you know, all the tomatoes at her place, and we got some right here too. But it's,
take a bite, Red.
I already ate 2 of them.
you know, I was like, with the amount of tomatoes we planted, I was expecting to have way more, and it's just the heat just kind of, but we also planted them super late, and so
And we didn't do a lot of soil prepping either. That
Right,
was a
more.
big thing. We didn't do soil
There
prep.
we go. Yeah.
What are the seasons down here? This is California is a Mediterranean type of
Yeah. Desert.
That's really good.
What is it?
Juicy.
Like what's that word?
This is the best tomato I've ever had.
We're Zone 9B, so that
Oh,
means
okay. Feel it. I need to learn this.
so what that means that we can farm like almost year round, except for like the hottest months, which can really like mess up your plants. But we can still farm through the winter
Because it's not that cold.
because it's not that cold and it's manageable. Yeah.
Yeah, because once you're done with, like, once the frost comes in and, you know, it freezes the leaves and everything, that's when everything dies out. You know,
Yeah.
so
Can
once
Can you
get the
cover
first-
the plants?
Yes,
You can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's season extensions where you can get these, like, caterpillar tunnels.
Yeah, or you can use like hay to like keep it
Oh,
warm.
really?
Yeah, if you get, you know, the tunnel, like, around it, you can keep the warmth in, like, through the night so it doesn't, you know.
Frost.
Yeah,
Best tomato.
frost.
It's really good.
That was the best tomato I've had.
It's really good. Really
It's like-
juicy.
Don't you lie to me.
Yeah, we try.
We should do some ASMR.
Can you tell us how you guys the process that you did?
for
Yeah, can you take us into like your daily routine or into your daily routine?
Oh, dude, I wish I had one of those.
Okay, so you're just kind of like
No, but the system the system that you were telling me the other day about how you the watering.
So we're trying out dry farming with these tomatoes, and dry farming, what it does is, I mean, it kind of started in the Bay Area because you know, coastal Santa Cruz area. And they get the tomatoes started, and they would water them, until they're about a foot and a half foot high, and then they cut the water to them. And so there's enough moisture out there to keep the plant alive.
Yeah.
But what the roots do is they end up like just diving straight down, like just going super deep, searching for water, and it strains the plant, and it makes the plant produce these tomatoes that are just super sweet. So that's where the flavor comes from, is because we stress our plants out. They're already super stressed out here, but we have to keep watering them. But the way we water them is like once a week, you know what I mean? Sometimes when it's super hot, we'll do twice a week, and we're just really careful about how much we water them. And then you'll see sometimes when we don't have it right, you'll see splitting in a couple of them, and that's a little too much water. You know what I mean? So, we're trying to keep it down, and it just makes all the sugars and everything just really concentrate, and just delicious tomato, I think.
That was good. The one I had was super sweet.
Yeah, me too. Juicy.
Why are these smaller than the ones you find at a grocery store?
They're like a cocktail tomato, but it also has to do with how we grow them. Because we're stressing it out so much, it's going to produce less tomatoes, and they're going to be smaller, but they're going to have that flavor. You know what I mean? Instead of like some watered down.
Yeah,
tomato,
you don't taste
Store
anything
market,
at a store market.
Yeah, it's just kind of meaty and just kind of watery.
What else do you guys grow, and what else are you looking forward to growing?
We're trying to get, like out here on our property, you can't really, it's just kind of barren, but there's a lot of brush. We got all the brush out, and now we're going to start bringing in compost, and we're going to fill that whole acre right there with just compost. Just
like soil prepping.
Yeah, so we're kind of soil prepping right now, but we're going to start getting into growing carrots, cabbage, lettuce, asparagus, bok choy, beets.
Nice.
I'll get radishes, man. We're just gonna try to grow as much as we can now.
What are you guys gonna do for pest control?
Pest control is gonna. We got a couple dogs. We just got.
There you go.
I got a pelican.
There you go.
But when it comes to the insects, man, we like when you're farming organic, we're not certified yet, but that's all. That's just how we grow personally. But it's like introducing ladybugs to fight the aphids, and you're finding like ways that nature kind of counter-reacts.
And
like
flowers as well. Flowers really help with pest control because they attract the good predators and then the bad predators, and the good predators are going to eat the bad predators.
What's a good and what's a bad?
Ladybugs are like the best,
Yeah,
like he was
yeah.
mentioning.
So ladybugs, ladybugs kill what? Like
They kill the aphids. Like the aphids are a huge problem because they're like these tiny little bugs that literally suck the life out of your plants.
Yeah, they'll eat them and stuff, and it's just you can it just look like I don't like
They're like green little bugs.
yeah, you know what I mean? I don't-
Yeah.
yeah, they're super annoying.
You
but-
mentioned
things that like fly and like attacks, right?
And cucumber beetles.
Yeah, cucumber beetles. There's so many different kinds, man. And then it even comes off to like sometimes you just got to get gloves on and go rip them, like take all the bugs off by hand, dude. And when you're dealing with like thousands and thousands of plants, like holy crap, like.
do you guys have to trim the plants as well and stuff like that to like get like more sunlight or
Not really.
No? Just
like,
let them grow?
Yeah, we just kind of let them.
Like pruning them. You mean
Yeah, that's
pruning
what-
them?
that's what I meant.
We can
Like-
prune them and stuff. We'll do that here
Yeah,
and
the
there.
fruit. Yeah, like so that it get bushier. I don't know.
You mentioned not being certified. What goes into being certified?
So they want to see it's 3 years of land history. So you got to go. So with us, we just have to get like the other owner. Like no one was doing anything on this land, so it was bare land. So
Yeah, nobody's been living here for I don't even know how long.
yeah.
Okay.
So and then it's
Does that help?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But if like someone else is farming and they weren't certified organic,
Right.
and like if they don't have proof to what they used like for those last 3 years, like you're starting from scratch. Like you have a transition period now where it's going to take you 3 years to get certified because they want to make sure that all of the pesticides and everything else is kind of like flushed out of the soil, as best as it can. So.
Yeah. Is being certified a requirement to get your food into like a grocery store and stuff like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely not, but the price point is more. that's the benefit to it, because it's a lot more physical demanding. Well, I mean, if you're doing conventional farming, dude, like it's not super easy, but you can just kind of go out there and spray herbicide, and then and you go out there and you spray pesticide, and you don't have to worry about anything, and it just grows and harvest it. So, and then I personally don't want to grow anything that I have to put poison on and then give it to somebody.
Right.
Like that, that's just not.
I wish everybody thought like that.
I know, right? It's like, that's literal poison, so.
So where does you guys' like product go to?
Right now, we're just kind of, it's more like experimental, you know what I mean? So we're working on getting into farmers markets and selling.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
For sure. Is that the ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal, yeah, and then we're actually thinking about sort of opening up a farm stand right here.
There you go.
So people can come over and have some music and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, let me know if you need a DJ.
Yeah, dude.
I'll come
real.
I know, I'm so serious.
What were you gonna do with you were gonna have people come over and have dinner?
Oh yeah,
farm to table.
yeah. We want to do like farm to table dinners too. Kind of.
I would love to have like events here, like weddings and stuff.
Yeah, venue. So
For someone who wants a farm wedding.
I mean, because that goes into like this small farm
cool.
stuff is like you really have to make the most of it. I think we live in a beautiful place. So it's like, dude, if we could do a sick little like wedding venue, and then you have
I can
to
see that.
because it's a business. Like we have a mortgage, we got bills we got to pay. Like we have to like start seeing money come in like off of this, and that's
cool, man. And this is like, I feel like people are having. I've been seeing it more and more like farm style weddings, but this is actually like a farm and actual farmers having it. Like you don't really see much of that. At least I don't.
Yeah.
So that's more. Like,
exposure to that culture,
Right.
like all that.
Yeah.
For sure.
that's cool.
So speaking of that, I'm just kind of going back to the product. Chef Wu was like, "Hey man, I would love to like have all their product,
Hi,
like
Gabe.
talking, so just throw.
It's such a small community that everybody.
I used to work with him at Jow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was-
Small world.
He was telling
He
us.
was like a brother, an annoying one.
See, and what he said about you was that you guys had like a good rapport, so that's cool.
Oh, dude,
That's cool.
there it is.
Yeah, but then maybe your stuff can go into all the real fancy restaurants out here that want to just
I
mess
would
with
love
organic
to.
stuff.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
that's our ultimate goal out of something like this, right? Is
Yeah.
to connect, build connections, build relationships. So
Yeah, and those that are listening, don't feel weird. Hit them up. Hit everybody
Yes. Please.
that we're talking to is really open to making connections and making. If it makes money, it makes sense.
Right.
So let's just keep pushing that way, and I think we'll build a really good community and a nice little environment for everybody to grow.
Yes,
that's right.
That's all we want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you guys out there, if there's something you guys want grown, like come talk to us. Like we're, right now we're doing our planning schedule and getting everything kind of locked in. So
What goes into that? Because you have to grade the land, you have to slope it, you have to water it, you have to. You said you were going to build a shade structure.
Yeah, all kinds of, yeah. So I mean, it really goes into like right now. I'm gonna kind of wait on the shade structure until the end of the fall winter season.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because you won't be under the heat. as
Exactly.
bad.
Yeah, the sun's not going to be too harsh, and but what goes into it is like you got to find out like what is like what seasons and when to plant, like how long. So each kind of seed in each plant has like a harvest date to it. So when you put it in the ground, you know what I mean? If it's 60 days or whatever, so then you can start planning like how far, okay, so I'm going to start harvesting at the end of October, November, like, and then what's kind of coming up. So what makes sense to plant then? So, when you're looking at like Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Like right now would be a good time to start like so we're thinking like rosemary, sage, like all of those kind of plants for spices for the turkey.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're kind of thinking like that far out.
That's
It's
genius.
squash, yeah.
Yep.
So and that's just kind of how it's done, and then you know, so you have seed spacing and all this stuff, and then that you kind of have to like take into consideration
And what
for
grows in zone 9B.
what grows out here, you know, what color it is.
Specifically.
Yeah. So
Now, when I'm at the grocery store, there's obviously aisles that say like organic.
yeah,
Is that really organic? Like, or is there?
It's
Expose them.
wishy-washy because like
it's I don't
some companies like Jacob's Farm is legit organic.
yeah.
And then there's other companies like that are trying to get into the organic industry like so desperately that the standards of organic are kind of getting lowered just so that they can be considered like organic.
Yeah,
Who controls that?
I don't
The USDA.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
want to go.
Yeah, okay.
I don't. You know what? It's like so when it's not. I wouldn't say it's a USDA or anything like that. I think it's because there's ways you can cheat the system. You know,
Gotcha.
just with anything.
Jeez,
So when I worked for Jacob's Farm Del Cabo, and it was an amazing company to work for. Those guys were awesome, man. Larry and Sandy were the founders, and they're kind of the pioneers of organic farming. They kind
Wow.
of were responsible in a way for what it is today. You know what I mean? Like
That's
they
awesome.
You got to work with them.
yeah, dude, and
That's
they're
fucking dope.
they're amazing, man. So they have 1,200 farms out in Baja, and it was just crazy. So I got
Well, it's not like they own them; they work
It's a-
with those farms.
It's a collab.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a
collaboration.
collab.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still
So-
big project.
Yeah, man, and
But they're
just-
managing everything, right?
They help
the
them
distribution.
They help
distribution.
them with like basically.
It's all like one company, you know. So
Yeah.
everyone
Okay.
kind of works together,
umbrella.
and it's like an umbrella, and then they, you know, because they got their tomatoes that they're growing and like all kinds of stuff, you know. So they're trying to, you know, so they all kind of work together, and then the different zones out there is different times of the years where it just grows, you know, but yeah, so I got a chance to go out there last year in June, and it was just, dude, it was like amazing to go see. Like we're out in Ensenada, and then
Ooh. Ensenada.
yeah, dude, it was like it was crazy to see. And then
You took a trip to Ensenada.
Yeah.
And you were you hanging out with Larry and Sandy?
no, I was with it was my boss at the time, Aaron, and he's amazing guy, man. He showed me a lot, like, 'cause I was doing marketing and stuff with Jacob's Farm Del Cabo, so I did a lot of their marketing, and I learned so much, and it was kind of cool because just this awesome guy. You know, I had no experience in it. I don't have a college degree or whatever, and he was like, dude, I see something in this kid, like take a shot at him. So he gave me a job, like full salary, and it was my first ever kind of big kind of job like that. And then, you know, it was like the first business trip is we're going to Mexico, and like, dude, it was rad, man. You know, I'm
Yeah.
traveling. I got to do photography and videography and stuff, and so I was just kind of taking photos of all the farms and the people, and you know, so it's kind of like a little photo journalism trip for me.
Yeah.
So it was super cool to just kind of see how those farms operated, man. Because I mean, we're taking like this dirt road that's like 10, 15 miles, just dirt road, bro, in the middle of, and then all of a sudden, boom, 150, 200 acre
Shit.
farm. Like, what that, you know, like this shit is really growing out here, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like your way of studying that field.
game.
That was a schooling right there.
Yeah. So you
Boot
know,
camp.
yeah, in a lot of ways, and I mean, because we had been wanting to like do our own farm, but that, I think going out to Mexico, like that trip, like kind of gave me the confidence that it will actually work.
It solidified your decision to make it.
I was like, holy
man.
shit, dude! Like this is high desert kind of shit. This is low desert, like, dude, they're.
Were you
growing-
already living down here?
No, I was still.
You were still up there?
Yeah.
So, what was his name again?
Aaron.
Aaron. Was
Yeah.
he like your mentor? Did he take you under his wing?
Yeah. He definitely did. Yeah, he definitely did when I was working at Jacob's Farm. You know, like it was cool, man. He gave me a lot of opportunities, and it was just kind of like, hey, you know, here you go. And then he was teaching me a lot about the business side. You know what I mean? To see like a big company like that and how it operated, and I was like, dude, I'd look at it like, you know. So like,
Did you learn
But yeah.
distribution, production?
I learned about just kind of how everything just needs to like flow together. You know what I mean? I did a lot of I kind of like managed the new product development team for a little bit, and so I was able to and I just just kind of got thrown in it and was just like, hey, sink or swim, bro. You know what I mean? Like we got like these huge projects that need to get done. So I was able to kind of I'd go up to him and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta, like make sure I have my shit correct before I come up to him, and and like make sure try to figure out everything that I can before I start asking questions.
Yeah.
And,
This was your way of learning, but to somebody that's trying to start, what would you what kind of advice would you give them to like ease their way into it?
get that foot in the door.
Go work for somebody, or
I would say, definitely go work for somebody.
so
You know what I mean?
we live in the Coachella Valley, so
Yeah.
there's agriculture out here,
Yeah.
forever, for as far as you can see.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I mean, it's just go out to the farms, start talking to people. Like there's huge farms out here, and it you just gotta start doing it.
Yeah.
And even if you want to start in your backyard, you need to understand like how plants work, when they grow, when they don't grow. Like there's a lot. I'm learning every day, man. I'm not a genius by any means, but I'm willing to do the work. You know what I
Discipline.
mean? Yeah. So it's just about willing to work. And I mean, dude, I've seen urban farmers they're doing it in their backyards and making a profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year, they're making like,
Wow.
dude, like you can make that in your backyard.
You okay there? You free there?
I got a question I'm going to ask, but we wanted to get into future endeavors as well. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think for us, what I want to do, and what Garden wants to do too, is kind of start like a training farm for vets, like I had. You know what I mean? Because there's not that much out there, like especially here in the Coachella Valley or like here in Southern California. There is a couple. There's one in San Diego, I believe. It's
awesome.
Archie's Acres, and they'll certify you, and like you'll get and from what I hear, I haven't been over there, but I hear that they have an amazing program, so it's kind of cool that where we're at in like this day and age is like all these grassroots farmers kind of coming up, you know what I mean? Like I'm seeing it more and more throughout the country, and it's pretty awesome, to see the small food movement.
Yeah. Plus the link to we got the base up here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have endless amount of
Right.
veterans and
Yeah.
even just people that want to come out.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's if they want to do a full-on program, or if they want to just come hang out and talk and have a beer, like
How does that program work?
It's going to be like an internship, basically, is the way I have it in mind. So it's like they come out and it'll be a paid internship, so we can pay these guys to come work on the farm, and then essentially what they'll do is create a business plan or something like that. There'll be like a criteria and everything else. We're still working through it and still trying to figure out exactly how we're going to do it, but we're hoping to kind of get it off the ground next year. So it's a little
So next year is your All right, cool.
That's awesome. And why don't you plug where, like your social media, or where can people find you, the listener? Where can they find you guys?
Yes, we're on Instagram at somewhereinthedesert_farm. If you guys want to come check us out, that'd be cool. Show some love, see what's going on.
Yeah, follow, guys.
Yeah.
Is there any emails that people could get in contact with you?
Yeah, we got. What's yours?
No, we'll just say our company is somewhereinthedesert.com, right?
Oh yeah, we got our
Or
website, and then
Gmail.
yeah, and then my email is Eric at somewhereinthedesert.com. So.
How about that fly gear? When are you gonna
that merch.
Yeah, about some merch.
I'm trying to rock that.
Yeah, dude, we got T-shirts for sale. If you guys want to go out, all of the money that we sell from the T-shirts is going straight back into the farm. So that helps with seeds, with irrigation, compost, all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Let us know when you got a new batch of merch so that we can plug it and push it and help with whatever way we can to spread the word, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're working on, getting some soon. So working on some designs, and, got to check out the homie Glenn at Windmill Screen Printing if you guys want some shirts made, because he did ours, so he did an awesome job, man. We're super stoked on that.
Oh yeah.
So a question I like to ask all our guests on Selected Series is, so Picture you guys individually. Picture yourselves running into an 18-year-old version of yourself. And Garden, we'll start with you. What kind of advice would you have for her?
Don't be too hard on yourself, and just be more kind to yourself, I guess.
Okay.
That's very good advice.
This is great advice.
Yeah. How about-
Don't smoke crack.
Great
I
advice.
think that story is for another day. But yeah, don't smoke crack is good.
Put that in the blooper reel.
Well, cool. No, appreciate you guys letting us, come step into your home, and the vibe was just great. Like just from pulling in, you know what I mean? Like from the beginning, like you get this vibe of just like openness, and just it's great. And I appreciate you guys letting us into your home.
Yeah, thank you guys,
Thanks
man.
for thinking about us or wanting to interview us.
No, yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
The first time I spoke to you guys, I was super nervous to like hit you guys up, and now that we did, it's like organically came together,
Organically.
No pun intended. No, yeah, but I just want to say, like, to the listener out there, go ahead and check them out, give them a follow. Their story is, inspiring to us, and can't wait for you guys to check it out. And on that end, just go ahead and wrap up. All right, I just want to thank Eric and Garden once again. This is Selected Series, episode 7. Listeners out there, thanks for tuning in. Peace.